lot of fake news. I mean, that's our media in general. There's a ton of just bullshit, honestly.
Aaron Rodgers is speaking out about the trade rumors between him and the Raiders. Rodgers is calling out the fake reports, calling out the lies out there about him joining the Raiders. We know just recently there was a report that said that Aaron Rodgers apparently told his agent that he would rather play for the Raiders than the Jets.
Saw a report that Athletes First, my contract representation side, has already said I'm going to the Raiders or something.
But according to Aaron Rodgers, he has not spoken to his agent since the end of the regular season. This guy has been trying to get away from everything and see if he even wants to play football. And on the Pat McAfee show, he talked about the fact that he has not even made the decision as to whether or not he wants to play in the 2023 season.
In the art of contemplation about my future, so I'm
Are we really contemplating playing football again still?
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people thought Rodgers would opt to play next year for sure because he does not want to retire at the same time as Tom Brady, and then later on in the Hall of Fame class be overshadowed by Tom Brady. But Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show maintained that he does not really care about that, and he would be happy to retire at the same time as Tom Brady. Who knows if he's just lying right here and trying to look good and look like, oh, I don't care about the Hall of Fame ceremony at all. We know these guys have big egos. He probably wants to be the center of attention when he's inducted to the Hall of Fame. So this Associated Press insider who said that Rodgers told his agent David Dunn, oh, he'd rather play with the Raiders, apparently was just making crap up according to Aaron Rodgers. And that's why you can't go out there and just trust any random person on Twitter, even if they work for Associated Press like this guy. All these people are trying to get clicks, trying to get clout right now because they know people are anxiously awaiting Aaron Rodgers' decision. And when you look at the Packers situation, they're probably not going to get much draft capital for Aaron Rodgers anyways. So if I was the Packers, I would just hold on to Aaron Rodgers and try to run it back with him. He gives you a better chance to win than Jordan Love. But it is sad that we have gotten to the point where athletes have to debunk BS Twitter rumors in interviews because it is so rampant. The Raiders will likely look to the draft for their next quarterback. The question is, will they trade up to grab one of these top prospects like CJ Stroud or Bryce Young? The last time a team traded for the #1 overall pick was when the Rams made a trade with the Tennessee Titans in the 2016 draft to get Jared Goff. The Rams gave up a first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, and a first-round pick in 2017, and another third-round pick in 2017. So basically 2 first rounds, 2 second rounds, and 2 third-round picks for Jared Goff. Oh, but don't worry, the Rams also got a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick too. And we know in 2021, to get the 3rd overall pick, the San Francisco 49ers traded up with the Miami Dolphins to get the 3rd overall pick in the 2021 draft. The Niners gave up their number 12 pick in the 2021 draft, plus a 3rd-round pick and also a 1st-round pick in 2022 and 2023. So they gave up 3 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick for Trey freaking Lance. So as a Raiders fan, if the team does not get Aaron Rodgers, which seems most likely, and they go to the draft for their next QB, I really don't want this team trading up at all because just in recent history, trading up has proven to be a complete disaster. The only time it has worked out recently is for Patrick freaking Mahomes when the Chiefs traded away their number 27 overall pick in 2017, along with the 3rd-round pick and their 2018 1st-round pick. So 2 1st-round picks and a 3rd-round pick for Mahomes trading up to that number 10 spot. So Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, these are the most complete quarterbacks in the draft. You have these great PFF grades from Bryce Young playing at Alabama. The only problem is the weight and the size. We don't know how durable this guy is going to be. Is it going to be a huge disadvantage for him? Or can he persevere like Kyler Murray? Is he worth the number 1 overall pick? Well, you're going to have to trade a lot to get that guy. And also CJ Stroud, I believe he will probably be the next QB off the board if not for Bryce Young, or in the reverse order, Stroud, then Bryce Young. Obviously has a great resume, mainly the Georgia game this past year. That's what was really impressive about CJ Stroud, the #1 defense, #1 team in college football. This guy went ahead and got a 92.2 PFF grade. And we have Will Levis here, who on PFF's latest mock draft after the Senior Bowl projected him to go to the Raiders. However, I don't know if this is a great fit. I don't know if I necessarily would want Will Levis. He had turf toe last season, just like one of our players who had turf turf toe last season. Will Levis had turf toe and actually regressed in terms of his stats. You can see it here in the PFF grade. It was a big problem for him. Often people look for that 2021 season when he really did go off. And then you have Anthony Richardson here, who is obviously a physical freak, great size too, 6'4", 230 pounds. Only problem is this guy has played almost no snaps, barely even one full season as a starting QB. And so Chicago, they already have Justin Fields, so they'll probably trade with Indianapolis or the Houston Texans so they can go ahead and choose their quarterback, whether it be Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. So those guys are likely going to be off the board by the time the Raiders pick. The Raiders are going to have to be looking out to see, do the Seahawks take a QB? Seems like they're going to be able to negotiate a contract with Geno Smith, so I do not think they'll pick a QB, and they desperately need help on their front seven. The Detroit Lions, I anticipate they get themselves a player on the defensive side of the ball as well. They seem pretty happy with Jared Goff. And so the Raiders will sit here at number 7, barring that nobody trades in front of them, and they'll probably have their shot to either pick Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. But we have seen the rise of Jake Haener, who's been rising on all the mock drafts and draft boards after the Senior Bowl, becoming the Senior Bowl MVP, and also having the best grade and passer rating during practice at the Senior Bowl, which a lot of people look at. And keep in mind, we have Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, a lot of great QBs have played at the Senior Bowl recently. And outside of these top 4 QBs, you have Tanner McKee, Hendon Hooker, who just got injured last season. I don't know if he's really going to be high on a lot of the draft boards. Aiden O'Connell, and then it gets to Jake Haener. So this guy is definitely rising, and we saw Patrick Graham get a close look at him just this past week. Maybe he is an option if you want to go in the 2nd and 3rd round, but I think if you're going to use that number 7 overall pick on a QB, you're definitely going to look at Will Levis and Anthony Richardson and make a decision between these two guys. Who gives you the brightest future? I think Anthony Richardson just gives you the highest ceiling because he is a physical freak. Will Levis obviously has a more proven track record, but do you really want to reach back all the way and hope he's the same guy from 2021? 3 weeks from now, we will have the NFL scouting combine, and Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler are definitely going to be locked into this, seeing who is the guy. We're going to be able to get a look at their physical traits, get a look at them in some passing drills. And then also we have the top 30 visits. McDaniels and Ziegler are going to be able to interview these guys and see who has it mentally to be the next quarterback of the Raiders. You know, I want the Raiders to pursue a Super Bowl every year, but after looking at this team last year, I just find it hard to think that this team is ready for a bowl run. Even if you have Aaron Rodgers, I just do not see it happening. The Packers defense is definitely better than the Raiders defense, and Rodgers could not get it done with them last year. You're basically relying so much on the Rodgers-Davante Adams relationship to carry you to a Super Bowl, which has never happened ever. Davante Adams has never ever won a Super Bowl in his career so far. The Raiders are also only tied financially to Chandler Jones, Max Crosby, and Davante Adams all the way up until 2025. Outside of those 3 players and Colton Miller, all of these guys are totally tradable. Or you can trade them away and not lose too much dead money. Same thing with Hunter Renfrow. And most of our players last season were on 1-year prove-it deals. Mark Davis is likely going to give Josh McDaniels and Ziegler a shot. Give them a shot to rebuild this team. See if they fail. We know McDaniels had a 4-year contract. Year 1 is done. So in my opinion, it will likely be in year 3 that is the real tester for Josh McDaniels. Because if he goes out there with a rookie quarterback next season, he's going to be able to use that as an excuse. Oh, you know, I just got a rookie QB. We're rebuilding. That's why we're not winning. And Mark Davis is likely going to understand that. But in year 2, after you've had 3 full off seasons, if you do not get it done, I could see Mark Davis finally canning Josh McDaniels if it's 3 failed seasons in a row. Either way, let me know what you think is in store with the Raiders. We are dropping videos almost every single day on the Raiders. Check out one of these videos right here suggested for more Raiders content. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.